This week we're going to build the tube frame for this flip up front end. If you didn't see last week's video, check it out. It kind of lays the foundation for this. We also got a big delivery of Datsun parts, so that's really exciting. And I'll see how many of those I can get to before I run out of time. So I'm happy with the way that this has turned out so far. We've got our main hoop in place. I've still got to build some more bracing in and run it down so that it actually comes out and welds into the plate that will carry the weight through to the hinges. I'm going to call it for the day and get back to it tomorrow. The next step for this flip up is going to be transferring the weight down into that hinge with another piece of tubing. So I want to leave as much room under the hood as possible, so I want to try to hug the contour of this front clip. And this is just some scrap that I had laying around, but it gives me a rough idea that if I just put a 90 in a piece of 1-inch tubing, I'll be able to weld to this front bar and to this bar. That's going to help with the twisting, and it's also going to help transfer this weight down into the hinge without putting so much stress on this sheet metal. So I'll just take a measurement down to essentially where this is going to go through and line it up between these two headlights so where it comes up doesn't interfere with being able to access that for maintenance. So it looks like 16 inches gets us right here, and that's where we want the apex of that bend. And then I would say about halfway down this would be good. It's 22 inches, so 11 inches. So if we had 11 inches here, 16 inches there, should be all right with about a 90-degree bend. This looks like it's going to work great. I adjusted the length a little bit so that this would sit flush with the top and come a little bit farther back. Since we're going to be attaching to this front bar and this side support with one piece, I just think the extra length will help. So all I really need to do now is put a little straight bar through the front to attach this to the hinge and notch this out to fit on this bar and get it all tacked into place. So I'm happy with how this turned out. It's really simple. It triangulates this corner. Everything is really rigid now. It's got the weight moving through the tubing down to the hinges instead of through the sheet metal. I've got to make a twin for the other side, and then we can move on to mounting the hood. So a quick recap on what we have already. We put in this front bar and these side bars, kind of creating that main hoop, put in a cross brace, and we've got two bars that actually go down to the hinges to try to carry the weight through the tube frame instead of through the sheet metal. So this is still only tacked in, and the reason for that is I've got to put this hood on, get it kind of leveled out, and then I'll flip this up, cut a tack, and move this up until it actually contacts the hood so that I'll be able to put welds from this to the hood. So right now, the back of the hood is actually setting up a 1/2 inch, and what we have is this piece that used to mount to the hinge is sitting directly on top of this little turned in section of tubing, which is on purpose. The hope is that I grind this down a little bit until the hood sits flush or very, very close. Then from the other side, I'll be able to weld that right there. So that's got the hood welded in. That made everything really, really rigid. I still need to flip it up and move the cross support, just twist it up a little bit so that it contacts the hood, and it's just one more place that it can be all welded together. So as it stands, the entire front clip is an assembly. It flips up and down on its own. Everything lines up really well. Give me some feedback in the comments. I need to figure out how this is gonna lift. So we need it to be done by one person, and right now it's not that heavy, but it's awkward trying to just pick up the whole clip. Even just air shocks, would probably make this easy, but something automated would be cool. Just comment, give me your ideas. I need some inspiration on this one. Right now it's just chase powered. So keep working. Well guys, I think that's where I'm going to stop. It is 2:15 in the morning. I'm pretty tired, but that turned out awesome. Thank y'all so much for watching to the end. That helps a lot. If you want to take it a step farther beyond just watching the videos, we have a join button. It is 99 cents a month and helps us get parts, get consumables, exist, and it makes a bigger difference than you'd think. We still have a big pile of new parts that are going to help put this truck back on the road. So tune in next week to check that out. Look at this thing. Oh, secret word of the week, LED, as in LED lights.